Welcome to Attican Plays Pharaoh, A New Era. All right, hi, this is Attican and welcome to the start of a new series. Series 1, Episode 1 of Pharaoh, A New Era. And I'm actually kind of excited. I'm a pretty laid back guy, but I'm pretty excited about this because I love Pharaoh. And for me, my whole gaming and game video life has kind of gone full circle now because the reason I started making videos in the first place about 4 or 5 years ago, whenever it was, I covered a game called Grand Ages Rome. And I love that game, by the way. If you haven't played that, it's a terrific game. But I made the videos as kind of a thank you and a payback to all the people who had done some tremendous work to suggest ways to attack this game called Pharaoh. Pharaoh's been around for a long, long time. It was a 2D game. It was, old technology, and it was just a wonderful game. Arguably my favorite game of all time. I actually think it is. And what I thought we would do, rather than, me doing my usual kind of work on it, and become expert and show you what I've learned or what I think of as expert, we're just going to play. We're going to play this game. And I just love it. I'm going to share it with you. And we're going to play our way through the campaign. So let's hit play and let's create a family. And we're going to call the family Ramses. And we're calling it Ramses because that's a good name for a pharaoh. But it's also a reference to Elizabeth Peters. Some of you might get that reference. So anyway, we're going to be the Ramses family. And let's proceed. Now, we could play specific missions they have and plus sandbox mode, but what we're going to do is play the campaign because it's just terrific. It really is fun. And what's happened here is this game is a modernization of the old Pharaoh. So they've kept the game. This is the same map that I'm used to looking at. All those hours I've spent playing the original Pharaoh, but it's just much prettier. It's just modernized, and you'll see when we get into the gameplay itself. It's the same gameplay, the same kind of ideas, but they've got some neat twists. We'll talk about those as we go. So let's play Nubt, and it looks like we have to have 6 meager shanties to win this. Now, what happens is the houses evolve as you give the houses more and more stuff, and we'll see that very clearly as we go through this. It gives you some great tips here, but they run so fast you can't read them. You've got to be a speed reader to get anything out of any of those. My advice to the developers is slow that down a little bit. But anyway, let's play.
Welcome to ancient Egypt, land of the pharaohs. Here you'll participate in the history of one of the greatest civilizations the world has ever seen. In an epic story that spans more than 15 centuries and 24 generations. You must lead one family, generation by generation, from its earliest beginnings in Egyptian prehistory, through the dawn of civilization, to the establishment of a unique and powerful empire and beyond. Our story begins more than 5,000 years ago, along the banks of the Nile River in an area known as Nubt. Here, a small confederacy of clans struggles to eke out an existence in the harsh environment. With you at its head, your family leads this small settlement.
All right, now that voice, awesome. I think, now it could be the original guy, but I kind of think that's actually someone trying to sound like the original guy. I don't know for sure, but either way, it's an awesome voice, and they read the lead into each of these missions. And I hope you caught that. We are one family, and of course, this takes place over hundreds upon hundreds of years, and we are generation by generation of that one family as we strive to build Egypt. Humble beginnings. The first things this village will need are housing. To provide settlers with a suitable place to live. Sorry, that phrasing of that first part of that sentence threw me. To provide settlers with a suitable place to live and a network of roads to allow its eventual inhabitants to find their way around easily and efficiently. Build areas of housing, and you'll soon see people move into the village. So we'll right-click, We've got a flash over here that says housing, and we're just going to do just what they say and drag right over where they tell us to do it. It says no road access, so we've got to give these people road access. Let's just, again, we'll just drag right over what they tell us to do. The Kingdom Road. The path by which immigrants reach your city is known as the Kingdom Road. Migrants always need free passage from the Kingdom Road to the city's housing areas. If you isolate a neighborhood from this vital link to the outside world, its homes will simply disappear. So they're talking about this down here. See, all the immigrants are coming in this way. And it's very important. Some of the missions, it really helps to know where they're going to enter into the game to get you off to a fast start. But we're a long way from there. Okay. So let's speed this up a little bit and get these people moving in. Okay, access to water. To evolve their houses, your inhabitants will need basic access to water. Some well-placed wells will provide them with everything they need. Wells must be built on land with underlying groundwater, as indicated by the presence of green grass growing, and provide water within a 2-mile radius of themselves. So we got another click over here. We go services, we pick the well, and we'll just do what they tell us to do, which is put them right there. Right click on the, to go back, and right click again to quit the construction mode. If you'd rather have all of them opened up, which I've already done, I've already gone into options and set that up like that. So if you'll notice here, see, everything pops open at one time. Okay, watch your houses evolve until 250 inhabitants live in sturdy huts. These are sturdy huts. Now we've got a little mismatch here because we got these little ones here. Yeah, they're sturdy huts too. That's okay. All right, we're fine. So we want 250, and each one of these will hold 28. So yeah, we've got enough. All right, let's speed it up until we get our goal. There. Hunting. A growing population needs a reliable source of food and some means of storing and distributing it. The ostriches in this region can be hunted for game. You'll need hunting lodges for that. Granaries then store game meat and other foods, while bazaars distribute the food to the village's inhabitants. So you got bazaar, you got hunting lodges connected up, and you've got a bazaar here. I'm sorry, that's a granary. Granary with the hunting lodges, and bazaar to go get the food and distribute it to the population. So let's do here and hunting lodge. 1, 2. As with most working structures, these buildings must be located within reach of housing, and the city must have enough workers to staff them. Watch as the buildings spawn a walker to look for workers and how they turn animated once their walkers pass by occupied houses. You can click on a place hunting lodge to get more information. So here we can see these are the walkers. These are guys who are going out looking for workers for their buildings. And watch right here, see how you got that little animation? So now he's up and running. At least he has at least some staff. Hunter granaries. Hunters will now set out in search of prey. If successful, they'll bring the carcasses back to the lodge to be butchered, after which a cart pusher will deliver them to the nearest granary for storage that we're going to build now. Granaries are somewhat undesirable to leave nearby. I think they mean live nearby, but will need access to the workforce, so it's important to place them carefully. So we got to get them close enough to the housing, but not so close it makes everybody miserable to be around them. So granary. By the way, that would be true of these hunting lodges too. They're not super nice either. Build it far enough away, blah, blah, blah. While your hunters now deliver game meat to the granary, you still have no way to distribute it to your inhabitants. That's the job of the bazaar. The bazaar will send one of its workers to the granary to bring back the food, and then will send its distributor roaming the roads to deliver it to your citizens. So go out, get food, come back, then distribute. So they want us to build a bazaar. Walkers spawn and return points. When trying to place a building near a road, you will see indicators with arrows. The green arrow shows where the building will spawn its walkers and where it will take deliveries of goods. The red arrow shows the point of return for distributors coming out of this building. Sometimes both points are on the same tile. The points might change when you build new roads next to existing buildings. You can check them at any time by simply hovering your cursor on the structure you want to verify. So here we go. Look at that. And we can see right there, you can see the green going out, red coming back. That looks like a good spot. Ambulancy. Distributors, whether they distribute goods or services to houses, roam the roads of your city for a time and then come back to their building. During their walk, when they reach a crossroad, they can take either direction. To avoid distributors getting lost where you don't want them to go, don't build a road network with too many intersections. This is also true for recruiters, so place your buildings accordingly. So they can come down when they get to a place like this, an intersection, they just go whichever way they want to go. So we don't want that. We want them to, we want our distributor to walk right around these houses, and we want, now the one that actually goes to get the stuff, for the bazaar, she's a destination walker. She'll walk right to the bazaar. One of the tools at your disposal to control the walkers is the roadblock. Roadblocks prevent distributors and recruiters from going through, but let other walkers with a set destination pass. That's kind of what I was just saying. Use roadblocks wisely and you'll be able to manage gigantic cities. Okay, so here's roadblocks. So we don't want anybody going out there or there. Okay, fire and collapse risks. To make sure Nubt sustains the tests of time, you'll need to make sure that the structures in the village don't catch fire or collapse on themselves. Not all buildings are prone to risks. The best way to tell if one will need to be visited by either an architect from an architect post or a fire marshal from a firehouse is to click on it and open its panel info. Houses, for example, will catch fire if not attended to, but will never collapse on themselves. So they're a fire risk, but not a collapsing risk. So we want to grab a firehouse and put it somewhere. We can put it right there in that little spot. Right there. Okay. And an architect post. Okay. How about that other spot right there? Access to clean water. Now that they have food, villagers need access to clean water from a water supply, which is much preferred over wells water. Water supplies must be built on grassy areas and also need access to employees in nearby housing. Once up and running, a water supply will dispatch a water carrier to deliver buckets of clean drinking water to all the houses in its immediate vicinity. So let's go get a water supply and we'll put it, see, we can't put it out here in the desert, but we can put it where there's grass. Like we could put it right there, we could put it right there. I think we'll just put it right there next to the bazaar, and there you can see a water carrier going out. Reach 6 meager shanties to complete this mission. What do they need? This house cannot evolve as it needs food. So once we get this food kind of caught up with everything else, we should be able to finish this little mission. So let's speed it up. So a big concept to learn here when we go ahead is the walkers from these businesses, the things that do stuff, the production facilities and food and what have you, we got to have them be able to walk near housing in order to get employees. Well done. By fulfilling your people's bellies with nourishing food and protecting their homes from fire and collapse, you have helped this fledgling civilization take its first step on the long road of history. The mission was completed in 8 months. Least difficult level was normal. So we played this on normal. We may play the whole thing on normal. I'm not sure. So anyway, this is where we ended up. And let's go ahead. I think we got plenty of time. Let's go ahead and do the next mission, and maybe we'll call it a day after that. Okay. Your family, well, this is the same thing. So now we've done Nubt, now we're Nubt. So now we're ready for Thinis. So let's see what Thinis is. We need wind condition, one ordinary cottage. So again, that's another layer or 2 or 3 of evolution of our housing. So more and more stuff's going to have to happen. Okay.
After many years and the passing of a generation, your family has resettled in the area of Thinis, in Upper Egypt. Here, a small band of local rulers is attempting to extend its influence over Lower Egypt and all lands along the River Nile, and to unite this realm under its own house with one supreme leader. Establishing Thinis as a thriving city like nothing ever seen before will prove the worthiness of the Thinite Confederacy and help them gain supremacy over Lower Egypt and the other factions vying for power. In time, this will mean providing the population with entertainment and building wonderful temples to worship the region's patron deity. To build a city this grand will require a substantial supply of cash. You'll find rich deposits of gold ore in Thinis, and harvesting them should be your first priority.
New beginnings. Start to lay down your housing and provide your people with fresh water and food the same way you did it in Nubt. Try to be relatively close to those ore-bearing rocks in the northwest of the map. You're going to need to mine them. You can clear trees with the destroy button, but these won't grow back. In future missions, you'll have to make sure you won't need them before getting rid of them. Okay. So, let's see here. Let's slow this down and think what we want to do. Let's just look at this. So, okay, so here we can see rocks with the ore, and we can see, what do we got here? We don't have production yet. We've got services, got all the ones we saw before. We've got hunting lodges again, and we've got our bazaars and granaries. And it looks like we got production, religion, and entertainment that will be revealed to us. So we've got water here. Got a really tight spot. We could try to put our little village in here, but we got the foods down this way, and I think what I'd like to do is just kind of intersect with this right here and sort of have something like let's see, a road like this, and then have housing on the inside. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We'll do 6 on the inside there, and maybe skip 1 and do 6 on the other side. Like, no. Actually, I kind of want to reverse that. I'm going to clear that out. I'd like the housing 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then have the road go 1, 2, 3, 4 like this. 1, 2 with 4 in the middle, and then go up like this, and then like that. Yeah, something like that. And then have the housing, have more housing on the outside here. Like so, and then up here. Well, let's see, how do we want to do this? Yeah, let's run a road like this, and put our roadblocks that we have right here and here, And we'll have our hunting. Couple of hunting lodges and our granary out here. They are a fire hazard, so we'll go ahead and put in a firehouse out here. And then these guys in here, we can give them a well right there at that corner. Once I delete a little space, clean up a little room and give them a well. Services, water. There we go. And you notice I've got these little things here. I know entertainment's coming, so I've left room for it, so to speak. It's food. This will be water. They're going to get food. Oh, bazaar. Distribution, bazaar. The bazaar can be right there. Speed management and key binding. You might sometimes feel the need to speed things up a bit or pause the game because a lot is happening at once. All the buttons you need are located at the top left panel. They have their own keyboard shortcuts that you can modify in the options. Set up your shortcuts the way you feel the most comfortable with. Yeah, okay. Build housing of up to 10 meager shanties. Are those meager shanties? Those are we just need to get the food coming. So let's speed this up a little bit. And we better think about fire, architect. Oh, okay, well, we got it. Managing treasury. Each structure you place costs debits, not counting what you will spend to pay the workers' salaries. One way to make back that money is to mine gold. Place at least 2 gold mines near veins of ore so you can start production of this precious metal. Make sure they have access to the workforce, and don't forget to protect them from collapse risk. So they'll need an architect. That's telling us we need an architect out there with them who's capable of servicing them. So the gold's out here. Our people are way over here. So let's do this. Let's put some more housing out here, and let's build a road just behind it like this, and go out like so, and we can put gold mines in. Production gold mine. 1, 2, 3, and we can do 4, and we'll make the road like this, and we'll put an architect out here at the end of it. And these walkers should be able to walk by this right here and pick up workers once we get some people. Yeah, we've got some immigrants coming. Once we get some people in that housing right there. There we go. Now these walkers will come up as they walk by here. Now, gold is a special resource that is stored in the palace, a unique building that also vaults the city's treasury. You can only build one palace, and it must be constructed on grassy areas. Each gold carrier reaching your palace will add 100 devons to the city funds. With this regular income, you should not have to worry about debt. So let's slow this back down, and let's get us a palace. That'd be a service, village palace. Now, we can't put it in here. We build in the desert. but we can put it real close to our gold mines. So what we're going to do is just clean out a little bit of space right here, and then go get ourselves a city palace, and we'll put it right there. And I think because we have it out here on this, we're going to need to give it fire protection. There we go. See, there comes our gold. So we've got 1,206 Devon. This guy will come in, make a deposit, and there's 1,306. With the supply of crime, with a supply of cash in reserve, however, comes the risk of theft. Constables from a police station can help reduce losses through theft, both by patrolling the streets to prevent crime and by subduing any criminals they encounter. The best way to prevent crime, though, is to keep your population happy with adequate food, healthcare, and jobs. Okay, so we now have the need for police. Now, the police need to be here. They need to be policing the housing, not out here. So we'll put one right there. And you can see it has staff now, and a little policeman will walk out and he'll patrol this area for us. There we go. Overlays. You can check your houses by clicking on them to see if there's a risk of crime, but sometimes you'll need to be able to see in one glance if there's any problem in an entire city. This is where overlays on the left bar will help you. Try the crime overlay first. You'll then be able to explore a few of them. So these are the overlays. We'll click, and we'll look for water, entertainment, education, health, religion, taxation, risks. And the risks, here we go, crime. And we can see, because these are all green, everything's cool. And there's our policeman walking around making sure they're all happy. All right, health and diseases. Crime isn't the only challenge you will face. Health can cause problems and decimate your citizens. Physicians patrolling a neighborhood will protect its inhabitants from diseases. Providing your population with food and fresh water will also reduce the risk of diseases. Other structures will help your citizens' health going forward. The apothecary will protect houses against malaria in cities with marshes nearby, for example. So they're going to want us to put in a physician, and we'll put him inside our little city, and we'll close off that overlay. And you can see our gold miners are doing their thing. We've got 4 gold mines going, feeding our folks. Place a physician. We placed one. There we go. An Egyptian city cannot truly flourish without suitable places of worship in the form of religious temples and shrines dedicated to one of 5 gods. The patron god of Thinis is Bast. To appease the gods, build enough temples and shrines dedicated to each of them to serve your current population. A working temple sends a priest through nearby neighborhoods, granting residents access to the worship of his god. In addition to the religious effect, shrines and temples also provide a good amount of desirability for houses nearby. Shrines can be built 1 tile away from roads and still function properly. Okay, so what we're going to do here is we're going to use the shrines, religion, shrine to Bast, and we're just going to kind of 1, 1, 2, 1, 1, 2, 1, 1, 2, 1. We'll put them out here, but now that they're out here, they're going to be serviced by this road as far as fire and collapse, and we're going to have to add, because I did that, we're going to have to add an architect's post out here to patrol this and make sure that those are good. Now we can give these folks an actual temple. We can go to religion, temple to Bast, and put a temple in here in the inside. Okay, both patron gods and local deities can become hostile if not shown the respect through their positions. First, you need to make sure you have enough temples and shrines for your current population. Patron gods will require twice the amount. Festivals are another way to appease the gods. Build a festival square in the city to unlock the possibility of holding a festival. Now the festival square we can put anywhere we like. I think right out here would be good. It has to be, as I recall, on an intersection, something like that, I think. Religion, festival square. That didn't work. Actually, I don't like that. I think we'll put it, I'll tell you what we'll do. We'll put it, let's connect that up and roadblock it. And then let's put a festival square. Let's see. How big is it? It would, I don't like that either. I kind of want it out where it's not, like right there would be good. So we'd have to go up like that. Okay, let's just go out from this. And then like this, I think, and religion, festival square. Probably need one more piece of road up here. Religion. There we go. Consult the overseer of the temples to determine the status of each of the gods in a particular city and whether the gods are sufficiently appeased. Lightning bolts indicate that the god is feeling hostile towards your city. We do not want that, trust me. While a blue mystic symbol indicates that the god is feeling benevolent toward your city. We do want that. The more you see of either, the more likely your city is to feel the god's presence, for better or worse. There are different overseers available on the left bar to help you govern your city. Check them from time to time. They should be able to answer most of your questions. So, right here's the overseers. There's granaries, diversions, temples. Well, temples would be the guy we want. Bast is congenial. And we could hold a new festival, so let's click that. And we don't have beer, so let's do a nice lavish festival for everybody. We got the money. All right. While preparations for the festival are on the way, you can speed up time. Okay. We also have decorations, don't we? Oh, we don't have decorations yet. Never mind. All right. What do these guys need? Desirability. Rough cottages. Well, let's let this run. Speed it up. Because a blessing from Bast, because the city is so faithful, Bast blesses its houses and bazaars with a bounty of food and goods. So if we look at this, they're filled up with food. Our granary has plenty of meat. Everything's cool. Entertainment. As your city becomes more advanced, some citizens can enjoy leisure time activities such as taking in a little entertainment. A wide assortment of entertainment is one of the hallmarks of a truly cultured city, but currently you can only provide entertainment in the form of jugglers. The juggler needs a venue on which to perform, the smallest of which is called a booth. Build a booth at a corner of roads to stage juggling performances, and a juggler school nearby to train performers. Both need access to employee housing and enough workers to staff them. Jugglers trained at the juggler school will proceed to any nearby booth to put on shows, imparting a modest amount of entertainment to the surrounding area. So let's close that. Let's slow down, and let's put in some entertainment booths. And now you're kind of seeing why I did those little corners there, but kind of goofed it. So let's kill that one. We don't need any of that or that. We don't need that. We just want nice little blocks here. And we'll put out a juggler school, which is something that's not very desirable. We'll put it out here, the school out here. Once they get workers, once their walker goes by there and gets workers, the jugglers will start going to these venues, and we'll start getting some entertainment in our little town. Reach ordinary cottages. So what do we need from that? desirability, but we don't have any. I guess we could do. What's your problem? Desirability as well. We can use. We call it. We can use the shrines, religion, shrine to bat. Oh, there we just hit it. Okay, we just need one. I'm going to keep governing for just a second so we can look at this. We got one to pop. This guy right here became an ordinary cottage because he had food, and he got a little entertainment going by him. The entertainment actually happens when the entertainer walks by on his way to the booth. So where you place those becomes very strategic later on as we get into more complicated designs and more thought through ways to build these little towns. But anyway, there's Thinis. So we did Nubt and Thinis. Pretty cool. Love the game. Those were super simple. Obviously, we're just covering basic concepts right now, and they're introducing more and more and more. But I think that's enough for this episode. I'm going to keep going with this. I hope you'll go along with me and enjoy this. I hope you enjoyed that. I hope it'll help you become a better player. I hope you'll like, comment, and subscribe, and join us for our next Pharaoh, A New Era video. Thank you.